Hi guys, we are going to talk about concealer today for Makeup Monday. Oh man, it's rough going on here with not a drop of makeup, but it's the real. I was just thinking if I keep this up for a year, we're gonna look at old videos and then new videos a year from now, and the ones a year from now you guys gonna be like, wow, Audrey looks so much better. Wow, Beautycounter's really working. When really it's just gonna be the difference of not having a newborn anymore. Okay, so he was kind of asleep on my lap. He can't decide what he wants to do. We've got someone who just finished nursing and kind of zonked out, so I'm going to talk kind of quietly. Maybe I'll put this away. Okay, so Rachel had a great suggestion about concealer and how to apply it without it looking like creasy, and also stuff that's not really, that doesn't irritate the eyes, because if you're putting a concealer on, you're putting it really close to the eyes, right? And it might make your eyes red or watery. So that is something that we have people ask about. I think I'm particularly knowledgeable on this topic because a lot of my really close friends that I do Beautycounter with are optometrists and biologists. So they've all went to, been in pre-med and know a lot about health, but particularly about eye health. And they love Beautycounter because since it doesn't have the harsh ingredients in there and chemicals in there that are linked to any type of allergens, really, every single common skin irritant is removed. That's first and foremost. Anything that is commonly known to be irritating to the skin, to any of our orifices, I'm not saying that word, but any of our holes, right? So eyes, ears, any of our membranes, it's going to be eliminated from use. And then going into, of course, things linked to cancer, linked to hormone disruptions, linked to thyroid disease, all the really bad stuff. But first and foremost, we take out all of the simple known skin irritants and allergens. So you're not going to have the typical sensitivities. Another thing on that topic is things labeled as hypoallergenic. That's a marketing word. Oftentimes, the products that are labeled as hypoallergenic have the same ingredient format, but they have additional ingredients added to it to suppress the symptoms of itchiness. So it's not actually any safer for us. They've just figured out ingredients to put in there to suppress those symptoms, like a lot of tear-free or no-tear formula. Now I can't even remember what the terminology is, but a certain brand that we've all known to be, tear-free, and people ask me, is your formula tear-free? I'm like, well, that's a marketing term, and it doesn't mean that the shampoo's actually gentle. It means that they've figured out what to put in to make it so that our tear ducts don't make tears. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt if they put it in the eyes. They've just figured out how to suppress those reactions, so it fools us into thinking it's safer, but it's not really a safe formulation, if that makes sense. It's very tricky stuff. Okay, so on the topic of concealer, specifically, this is the Touch Up Concealer Pen, okay? I love it because it's so convenient. You can see I use it all the time. It comes in a little brush, all right? And I think there's 5, maybe 6 colors. You pump it, and it comes out. Now, I will say, focused on me, don't focus on me, yikes. The first time you use it, you got to pump it 1,000 times. So don't worry, it's not broken. You just have to pump to get that airflow going. Okay, so I clearly need concealer right now, right? So I kind of go here, I go in my creases like a V, kind of make a V from there. And then I do a couple little dots on the top of my eyelids, because the top of my eyelids, you can see the little veins, and it's real dark and real puffy right now. We're dealing with, I don't usually look this bad. I mean, I'm getting older, but I'm blaming it on this baby. Okay, and then I'm going to go, I'm going to do concealer on little other areas. For the most part, my skin's not looking that bad, believe it or not. This is, kind of good for me, other than these, super dehydrated lines. Okay, so anywhere that you need a little bit of coverage, maybe you've got some hyperpigmentation, some scars, a breakout. There's many times when I have breakouts around here. You just dot. But the creasiness is definitely a concern around the eyes, because if you're not using eye cream, that's the first step, is you want to use an eye cream, and then I'm jumping all over, aren't I? Okay, so you can tap. You don't want to rub, okay? Anytime you're going around the eyes, light tapping movements, and then you kind of work your way out. You want to start with less and add, because the other thing is, with concealer, we've all seen people with too much concealer that they've got that big white circle around the eyes. That looks just as bad as dark circles. So you want to not add more than you need, okay? So for people that only wear concealer, don't wear foundation, this would be what you do. Just apply a little bit, and it's all buildable. All of our color cosmetics are buildable, so they're not going to be, boom, super loud when you first apply it. But you can see that's already a softer look, right? Like, look at my eye, my under eye. This one, the light's kind of tricking because I've got shadow, so it's a little bit more amplified, but you can see it's definitely softening. Now, not only do I love this because the pen is really convenient, so it makes application nice, but you guys, this has ingredients that are helping our skin as well. So it's not just makeup. It has hyaluronic acid. It has a lot of other good ingredients, but hyaluronic acid is the one that I'm like constantly raving about. Which is hydration. It's a smaller molecular level. It carries like 1,000 times its weight of water weight. It brings much more hydration into the surface of the skin. Now, because this is hydrating, it's plumping a little bit. Now, it's not plumping like, you know, the lip gloss plumpers, but it's plumping because it's rehydrating all of our little dehydrated cells. So it helps to soften fine lines and wrinkles around there, around the lips. The other guy that has it, the foundation. How great is that? Both of these things that we're putting all over our face. Like, I love this because when I put the foundation all over my eyes, my lips, it softens those lip lines. So when I'm wearing lipstick, I get less of the bleeding, okay? But that's really important around the eyes as well. Now, I will say the first step, even though it doesn't seem like, oh, concealer and eye cream are related, you need to be using eye cream morning and night. That in itself is going to soften your fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to just soften the overall look around your eyes, but then it's going to allow this to lay better. Now, eye cream's not really intended for dark circles. Dark circles is a circulatory thing. It's not really something that can be fixed that much topically, unless you're like talking about like lymphatic drainage. But it's not a skin color. It's underneath, right? It's circulation. It's blood under there. So when you put this on, if you're putting it on dry skin, it's not going to completely hydrate to overdo that crepey look. But if you're using a skin cream first or eye cream first, it's going to help to hydrate. And then this gets to help just be that finishing touch to just soften it and make that look a lot nicer. Okay. Another thing you can kind of use for concealer, let's say you don't want to use this. Let's say you use the tint skin. So the tint skin you can apply with your fingers, or you can apply with two different brushes. This is the brush I rave about. You guys have probably heard me do this. So this is how I usually apply mine. This is going to give a thin, overall even application. This is the concealer brush. This is going to give a heavier application. See how close together those bristles are? So it's going to be very concentrated. So if you wanted to use your foundation like a concealer, use this brush and you're going to be able to paint it on there, and it's going to be a heavier, thicker application, right? So if I'm going to put this on my full face, I'm going to put just about a dime size amount, okay? Oh, and for my concealer, I wear light, and for the foundation, I'm wearing sand. All right, so I have this brush. I tap, tap, tap. I put a little bit here, forehead, nose, and then I work my way out. Now, truth be told, we're highlighting concealer today, but normally I put my foundation on first, just a light application, because I have some redness and I have some scars and stuff. So I put a really light application. That helps to disguise that. It just makes it look softer and more even. And don't forget, it's a little bit hydrating. I can never get enough hydration, even though I'm not really a super dry person by nature. It really helps the look and glow. So normally I apply my foundation first, and then I go in with this, and you can use a lot less of this. But if you don't even wear foundation, then I wanted to show you how that can help, okay? So that gives me that. All right, so you see it's just a little bit even. It's almost like a little bit luminous, and it doesn't have any real sheen to it, but because it's hydrating, it still is drying too, so it kind of gives that glow. So then you can go in, do that with your dark circles, right, and pretty much be done. But I want to show you, let's pretend I didn't apply foundation. So you just do a little bit, okay? However much, it's basically just your palette, and you're putting it on there. So if you want that to be your foundation, you can totally do that too. It's not going to be as deep or solid of a pigment because remember, it's meant to be foundation, not concealer, so it doesn't want to have that deepness. But both of them, because they have the hydrating nature, they're not going to be a MAC type coverage. This is not your runway, super heavy right off the bat pigment. It's something that you can build. And I tell you what, I break out all the time. Any of you guys that know me personally know over the years, you might see me and I might have some doozies down here. I still wear this. I just wear a little bit more of it when I'm trying to actually cover something. All right. So that too, see that all got off? That can be a way that you use the concealer as well. And it really just softens it. I'm going to move it over here so you can see the evenness. So it's just a lot softer. I know I'm using that word way too much, but it just softens it up because it's hydrating. It helps to lessen, you know, kind of plump up those fine lines a little bit. Wow, I didn't really get it good, very good there. Ooh, the other thing I'm going to comment, my brows are getting done this week. So you guys next week will have a really pretty makeup Monday with my brows. So there you go. I hope that helped answer your questions about the concealer. And if you need any help color matching, let me know. I will put the chart in the comments below so that if you are shopping for it, you can take a look at the colors. I know a lot of people get intimidated trying to shop for this types of colors online, but I've very rarely have I been off in my color matching, and if I am, I'll swap it out for you, so don't worry about that. All right, so these are my 2 suggestions for you. Rachel's the one that asked, but all of you guys, these, I cannot live without them. You will love them. I'm very confident you will like them if you give them a try. Let me know if you have any other questions, and please do let me know some other questions or ideas or suggestions that you have for our upcoming Makeup Mondays. All right, thanks everybody. See you later. And look at this guy. He stayed nice and sleepy the whole time. Woohoo! Bye guys. Happy Monday.